Okay, so this is the final video in our text tools series. This one is titled not layer styles. This one is titled Warp and Unwarp type. Okay, we're going to play with some warp tools here. We're going to also introduce you to the 3D text tool, and we are going to do some transformations using the transform tool to create type like this. Okay, so let me go back to my standard beginning page. Okay, this time I'm going to change the color of my text. I'm going to make sure it's black instead of that red that I've been doing. All right, and we are going to start out with Arial bold. We'll start out with 36 point, which is what it says. Okay, all right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do in all caps. So I'm going to click my caps lock button, and I'm going to do the word warped text. Okay, so warped text. All right, and then I'm going to click check for OK. So I've got that layer done. All right. Now I'm going to apply some warp effects. All right, so having my type tool up, which I've just typed that word out, all right, up on the tool option bar is the create warp text feature, and the first one I'm going to do is the first one on the list, which is known as arc. All right, so I'm going to hit arc. All right, and what arc should do is it should arc my text, which for some reason it's not. There it is. Okay. All right. And what controls the arc of the text is that feature that says bend. All right. So we're going to bend it just enough to be able to tell that it's been arched. So I'm going to do it at about a 30. Okay. So there's my arch bent. All right. Now the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to take that type that I just did. I'm going to do a Command J and make a copy of it. Hold down my Control Command key and drop that one down just a little bit below. All right, and I'm going to go back into my warp tool, and as you can see, it's still on arc. However, this time I'm going to change it to a bulge. All right, and the bulge should. There it goes. All right. There's my bulge, all right? So I can create a little bit of a bend in the bulge like that, and I can hit OK, and there's my bulge text, all right? Now I'm going to do my next one. I'm going to do a Command J and copy that and drop that one to the next layer. And the next one I am going to do, instead of a bulge, I am going to do the fish, all right? And I should be able to hit that on my bend with my fish. As you can see, by adjusting the bend, adjust which way the fish is looking, all right, which way the fish is going, all right. Again, I want to make it just enough to be able to tell that I'm bending it one way and I still want to make it readable, so I'm going to hit OK. All right. The next one, I'm going to do another Command J, grab the next one, move it down. My next effect is going to be the one that says squeeze. Okay, I'm going to come down here to my bend on squeeze. All right, and I'm going to squeeze it just enough to give it a squeeze. All right, but I don't want to overdo it. All right, the next one that we're going to do is we're now going to do the 3D effect on the text. All right, so for this one, I am going to type a whole new word. So I'm going to type in here, I'm going to type 3D text. All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and make it just a little bit bigger. So I'm going to change the, from my character panel, I'm going to change the point size to a 60, make it a little bit bigger. All right. And then for here, I am going to hit the I'm going to hit the 3D tool. All right. Actually, I'm going to go type, and I'm going to extrude to 3D. Okay. And it's going to give me some default settings. All right. To do some of the 3D. Now, in terms of playing with these things, you know, That's sort of up to you how much you want to play with them. All right, and if you want to play with them, I know how to do it just enough to be dangerous. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a curve like that. Now, as far as getting out of these tools, once you've started 3D, most students are wondering, how the heck do I get out of it and accept the default settings? If you notice, the 3D panel is now open and it's got a whole bunch of options on different things that you can manipulate. All right. All I'm going to do is I'm going to go back on the layers panel and I'm going to click on one of the other layers. All right. When I click back on the 3D layer, all that stuff appears, but when I'm on any other layer, all right, all that stuff goes away, and that's just fine. Okay. So if you're wondering why your 3D isn't looking good, how to get out of it, that's the whole deal. All right. So now the next one I'm going to do is and actually the last two I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Edit Transform tool, and I'm going to wrap some text and I'm going to create some text perspective. All right, so I'm going to grab my Type tool here, all right, and I am going to create some wrap text. So I'm going to do like an old movie logo for Cinerama. You don't have to do Cinerama, all right? You can do wrap text is just fine, okay? I just like to do it this way, so just bear with me. All right, and I am going to go ahead and change the font on that. I'm going to go ahead and make that 72 points for Cinerama. All right, I'm going to grab this and I'm going to center it in the page like that. Okay, so now once you've got it this way, what you need to do next is you need to rasterize the type layer. Otherwise, you won't be able to do any of these warp effects. So you want to take that and you want to go Type, Rasterize Type Layer. So now it's rasterized. And then you can go Edit, Transform, Warp. All right? And now you've got the warp features, and what you want to do is you just want to grab the corners and you just want to stretch them up and down perfectly horizontally, up, and you want to make sure that they match up so that it looks even, okay? And hit the check marks, and there you go. You have Cinerama. Now I did that kind of quick, so it's not perfectly level, but that gives you an idea of what you can do with it. All right, and then the very last thing we're going to do is we're going to do a perspective change. So I'm going to actually use the word perspective to do this. All right, I'm going to hit check. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to move it in the center, sort of there. All right, I'm going to rasterize it. So type rasterize layer to turn it into an image. And then I'm going to go Edit, Transform, and I am going to do a perspective on it. And then all I really need to do is grab the left perspective like this, okay? And if I want to bring it out just a little bit, I can, all right? Just a little bit, okay? I can do something like that. So now the perspective layer literally makes it look like we're looking at a really long word at a 45-degree angle, giving it some definition, giving it some depth, okay? All right, and that's it. That is what's left of this page, and that is what's left of this assignment, okay? Hopefully I've made it a little bit easier for you all, so good luck, be blessed, and if you have any questions, y'all know how to get a hold of me. All right, y'all take it easy.